I could really use a Tudor fish popkin about right now. Tudor fish popkin would hit the spot. I'm telling you that. Did a check, did a chum, did a check. You know, ever since I have started doing these Stephen King reviews, my house has become haunted. This set has become haunted. If you've watched these videos, you know very well that weird stuff has happened in all my book review videos ever since I started reviewing these Stephen King books. It's weird, you know, I initially put up the candles and the Christmas lights and stuff just to make it kind of creepy and Stephen King-y, but then weird stuff started happening. I don't know what it is about these videos, but I am freaking out when I rewatch some of them because strange things happen. That being said, I could still use a Tudor fish popkin. I really could. Dee-da chick, dee-da chick, dee-da chum, dee-da chick. I also think reading these Stephen King books in order is making me crazy. I think I've gone absolutely loco. The Drawing of the Three, Book 2 in the Dark Tower series. That's where we're at this time. So, let's get to it. Let's get to it. I listened to the audible.com version as the same time that I've read along in the book. And I got to tell you, Frank Mueller, he does a great job with a lot of the Stephen King books. He is one of Stephen King's main readers on audible.com. A great voice actor. He does a great job. Love it. I love all of it. You know, if you read my review of The Gunslinger, it was kind of lukewarm. The Drawing of the Three is where the Dark Tower series really takes off. It is fantastic. You know, by way of introduction, for those of you who haven't been here before, I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. This is my book review channel, and I am reviewing every Stephen King book in order of publication. We are to The Drawing of the Three, book number 2 in the Dark Tower, right now. That's where we're at. You know, I was thinking of reviewing all the books in order and then doing the Dark Tower series all of its own at the very end of things, but I'm doing them in order of publication, so I had to stick with the order of publication thing. So that's what we're doing here. We're doing it by order of publication. Now, if you have read these books and you saw my previous review of The Gunslinger, I did say that The Gunslinger was not my favorite thing, and I think it was like one of the weaker books that Stephen King did. But with The Dark Tower, what you find is you get Stephen King really coming into his own. I mean, the first half of The Drawing of the Three is Stephen King's, it's some of Stephen King's best writing. I think the first half with Eddie Dean, the drug dealer, trying to smuggle the drugs off of the airplane is some of the best writing Stephen King has ever done. And this is the scene. This is where he sells everyone on the Dark Tower series, where Roland is sort of speaking through Eddie Dean's mind as Eddie Dean is trying to smuggle the drugs off of the plane. Now, if you let's give a little bit of a background to the series itself. The Gunslinger, the first book in the series, was about the man in black who the gunslinger is basically following him across the desert, trying to reach the Dark Tower. That's the kind of the plot of The Gunslinger. When we get to The Drawing of the Three, you know, the gunslinger has had his sort of showdown with the man in black at the end of the Dark Tower. I won't give spoilers for that. We don't do spoilers here. We don't do spoilers on this channel. It's all non-spoilery. So I won't do a Gunslinger spoiler. We won't do a Drawing of the Three. We don't do spoilers on any of them. So I'd rather just keep my reviews a minimal plot description so you can discover the plot on your own. Let's just say this one opens up with the Dark Tower, with Roland the gunslinger on a beach with a bunch of lobstrosities. Dee-da check, dee-da chum, dee-da check, dee-da chum, dee-da check. Like I said, this place is haunted. I think I'm losing my mind. Gosh, I could use a Tudorfish Popkin. I really could. Well, the gunslinger, he sees that there's these 3 doorways on the beach. He's on a beach. Did I mention that? He's on a beach. He sees 3 doorways on a beach. One of the doorways introduces him to Eddie Dean, the drug smuggling dope fiend, who's on an airplane and has to smuggle drugs off of an airplane. And he does it with the help of the gunslinger, as the gunslinger sort of speaks to him telepathically. And like I said, the first half of this book is some of Stephen King's greatest writing of all time. That scene where he smuggles the drugs off of the plane with the gunslinger's help, and I'm not going to give away any of the plot on how the gunslinger helps him and how they get involved with the mafia and the customs agents that are going. I mean, it is fantastic. I really do think that, and I've said this 5 times already, some of Stephen King's best storytelling, the first half of The Drawing of the Three. It is great. It's great. That's the first door on the beach that the gunslinger goes through. The second door, he goes he meets Eddie Dean in the first door. The second door, he meets Odessa. Oh, why does her name escape me? So Odetta. It's not Odessa at all. Odetta Holmes. He meets her and she's an activist, a civil rights activist, and he meets her through the third door. They all team up, The Drawing of the Three. There's a third door. I won't tell you what happens at the third door. That's the basic plot of The Drawing of the Three, The Dark Tower, Book 2, with the gunslinger, the Man in Black, Eddie Dean, Odetta Holmes. You know, it references the Dark Tower. It references so many. The Dark Tower books kind of are referenced in every single Stephen King novel that there is. If you've read Stephen King, you know that they're all tied together and they're all tied to the Dark Tower. And there's some great, great little lines about The Shining in this. It's fantastic. It's just absolutely fantastic. I love this book. The Gunslinger itself, book number 1, if you remember, I gave it kind of a like I said, I don't know what's going on in this place, but this place is haunted. Place is haunted. I don't know what just happened over there, but something happened. Anyway, the Gunslinger, I was lukewarm on that. Book 2 of the 7-book series is where the Dark Tower series takes off in high fashion. This is the book that hooks everybody on this series. It is great. It is great. I loved everything about it. I can't recommend it enough. If you get through the Gunslinger itself and get to The Drawing of the Three, book 2, you're hooked. You're hooked. You're going to finish the series. I promise you this. I promise you this. I'm still freaked out by whatever the hell was going on over there. Because one of the Motley Crue Funko Pops fell. I didn't even notice it fall. I'm telling you, ever since I got that Vince Neil Funko Pop, it's been a little bit weird too. But anyway, The Drawing of the Three, I give it a solid 9.5 out of 10. I think it's great. You all need to go out and start reading. If you're a fantasy fan, if you're a horror fan, if you're just a fan of great writing and great books, you need to start reading The Dark Tower. You might struggle a little bit with book 1, but plow through it and get to book 2, and you will be like, holy shit, this just got awesome. This just got awesome. Seriously, the first half of this book, I think, is Stephen King's most solid storytelling and most action-packed writing he's ever done. Take my word for it. The Drawing of the Three. I love it. Go get it.